Trump's plan is common sense. And that is what the American people are dying for from an elected official, especially on immigration. Joining me now from Raleigh, North Carolina, President of Americans for Legal Immigration, William Gheen. Bill, I'm sure you've read over the Trump plan. Sounds a lot like the Daily Ledger plan for securing the border and stopping illegal immigration. What are your thoughts on it?
Our platform at ALIPAC has been for 11 years now, enforce the existing immigration laws of the United States. Fences and walls can serve an important role of that. And I think anybody gets traction when they say secure the border. But building walls, securing the border, none of that's going to work unless you find employers that hire illegal immigrants, you cut off the welfare. And the funny thing about it is, Trump, they started going after him, even some people on Fox News going after him about making Mexico pay for the wall. So yesterday we put out the top 10 different ways that you could make Mexico pay for the wall. And it turns out that that's what Trump's talking about. Where there are over $20 billion worth of remittances sent back to Mexico each year, predominantly from illegal immigrants, that you can put a tax on, you can see. You could also start withholding some of the taxes that the IRS is paying back to illegal immigrants. According to the Government Accountability Office, the Internal Revenue Service is providing billions of dollars of tax refunds for illegal immigrants we could seize and use to build structures and to pay for the cost of apprehending and deporting illegal immigrants.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't mind using my taxpayer dollars to build a wall and secure the border. It's the #1 job of the federal government, is national security. We're not supposed to be in all this other business and doing all these other social programs like paying for Planned Parenthood. We're supposed to be securing this country. And I'll tell you something. I agree with the Trump plan, and I agree with what you're saying. But the E-Verify, it goes away, Bill. Sanctuary cities pretty much go away if you stop the flow of illegal immigration and illegal immigrants coming across our border, primarily through the South. 40% we know are visa overstays, and we can address that too. I think the only elements from the Trump plan that are missing, in my opinion, and you talk about existing laws, and I agree with enforcing existing laws against illegal immigration, but on the legal immigration side, I think what's glaringly missing is ending chain migration, which is completely changed the makeup of our immigration in this country, and stopping or actually starting quotas once again, because that's frankly what this country needs.
The two things we'd like to see added to the Trump plan are, one, locking down our voter registration to stop all the rampant voter fraud that illegal immigrants are conducting in Nevada and California and places like that. We'd like to see all non-emergency medical taxpayer resources such as food and housing subsidies removed, because it's estimated that over half the illegal immigrants in the country are already on some form of welfare. And what Jeb Bush crying, I'm so happy you played that clip, because what Donald Trump has done that I think is most important here is he has shattered the illusion. We had an illusion being created by Fox News and the others about a choice between an illegal immigration amnesty-supporting Democrat and a Republican like amnesty supporter Jeb Bush, Marco Rubio, Lindsey Graham, Mike Huckabee, others that talk tough about illegal immigration, but when you look at them, they've all got the same type of plan to keep and retain illegal immigrants in this country. Yep. And Jeb Bush is very upset because as that illusion has been broken, and as the Republican voters, many of which have Stockholm syndrome, suddenly have a choice on the matter, when there is a contrast that Trump provides between Bush's numbers are headed to the floor. His campaign is imploding, and we'd love to see that continue, because I think I speak for a lot of Americans when I'd say there are many excruciating surgeries I'd rather have performed on me than to have to pick between another Bush and Clinton for president. I
think you're not alone. And I think it's crucially important that this debate is happening. And I'll tell you one of the little bits of fallout, just the fact that there's a possibility that a Donald Trump might be elected. You won't be able to measure this, but I bet you there's a modicum of self-deportation going on right now at this moment by illegal immigrants who are saying, wait a minute, there's a chance this guy could be elected president. He's going to go after me. I'm going to deport myself. It happened in 1954 when we did Operation Wetback. It could happen again. Now, when you mentioned Jeb Bush, I want to play a soundbite from Jeb Bush, and it has to do with so-called birthright citizenship and the 14th Amendment. Roll tape.
If this is
what about
people's
birthright citizenship?
That's a constitutional right, and Mr. Trump can say that he's for this because people are frustrated that it's abused, and we ought to fix the problem rather than take away rights that are constitutionally endowed.
See, this is scary to me, Bill. This shows a naivete toward the United States Constitution. If you read the 14th Amendment and you understand the 14th Amendment and you understand the context of the 14th Amendment, Jeb Bush is 100% wrong. The 14th Amendment says when you're born in this country, I'm paraphrasing, you're born in this country and under the jurisdiction thereof. Someone from Mexico is not under the jurisdiction of the United States. They're under the jurisdiction of Mexico. Jeb Bush is wrong.
He is dead wrong, and he's dead wrong about illegal immigration being an act of love. And the more people hear about that, the more his numbers are going to crash and burn. Because, you know, think about the last presidential GOP. We went through front runners like Rick Perry and then Newt Gingrich and others. They were at the front, and then they said something about supporting DREAM Act amnesty for illegal immigrants or supporting in-state tuition for illegal immigrants. And immediately their campaigns collapsed. The reason for that is because while there's a bunch of bogus polls out there run by Fox News and Associated Press, falsely claiming that most Americans support illegal immigrants being allowed to stay and become some type of citizens here in the U.S., the true polling data is that supermajorities of Americans, 70 to 80%, oppose any form of amnesty. And what's happening is Trump is tapping into that true polling data and shattering those illusions. You talked about illegal immigration reversing. It had started to reverse. Illegal immigration was reversing in the United States about 3 years ago in the wake of the spread of the Arizona law, SB 1070. Obama stepped in and stopped the reversal by breaking with the Constitution and violating many federal laws to institute a form of amnesty by decree in a rather dictatorial fashion that he's now being sued by 26 states. You're right, Donald Trump talking about deporting illegals. There will be an exodus on their own, especially if he starts talking about seizing their assets or bank accounts or taxes to recompensate the taxpayers. Another great idea we've circulated in our top 10 ways to make Mexico pay for the wall. If an illegal immigrant is convicted of a crime in the United States or entering the United States again after one deportation, let Sheriff Joe Arpaio set up tent work camps along the wall structure, and let's put those illegal immigrants busting rocks in the hot sun to build that wall, and they won't come. We have laws that are supposed to be a deterrent against illegal immigration. And the reason so many illegals are here is because politicians like Barack Obama and Jeb Bush are both the same. They are encouraging illegals to step.
Yeah, and Donald Trump is the only one with the guts to use the word deport. And we got to applaud him, at least, for that. Bill, thank you.